Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. So, there wasn't an episode last weekend, which I apologize for. It's just been a rough couple of weeks for me here. However, there was also nothing that happened last week or the week that I didn't cover last week before, so we don't have much to talk about, but we have a little bit, I guess, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So first of all here, I wanted to talk about Zeo Green, which I know is a random figure to bring back into the spotlight after being out for so many years at this point. But it's a weird one because I was noticing on different Facebook groups and everything, especially of the last couple of weeks and months, that figure along with Zeo Blue has really skyrocketed in price. Those have definitely become some of the more rare Lightning Collection figures to try to track down these days, which is kind of crazy because I don't remember Zeo Blue, I guess, being around as long as Green was, but I felt like Green was pretty readily available for a pretty long period of time, but I guess not. The stats on Action Figure 411 show that he kind of goes for an average of $55-ish these days, and I've seen him being sold in Facebook groups and everything for $80. And you don't have to spend that much because he is actually in stock on a couple of different places right now. So first of all, he is up on Amazon for $45, which of course is double the price of a normal figure today, but for a 2-year-old figure that's going on an average of 55-ish, and like I said, selling for more than that, it's at least a better deal. But if you want an even better deal, a Big Bad Toy Store out of nowhere just also got some of him in stock. I don't really know exactly how or why, and on their site he's going for $29.99, which of course is a bit of a markup from the $25 that it's supposed to be. I guess now, when it came out it was still in the $19.99 price dollar range, so it is still of course a little bit of an upcharge, but it's better than 45, it's better than 55, and it's definitely better than 80. So I was actually surprised that Zeo Green was still in stock. I found out or noticed he was in stock 2 weeks ago. It's something I would have covered last week if I had made an episode, and he's still there, at least the last time that I checked. So there will be a link to it in the description below if you'd like to pick up Zeo Green on Big Bad Toy Store. But kind of crazy that he has become such a rare figure. I kind of get it with Blue. I feel like a lot of people started to buy him once the Zeo Cog in Wave 11 finally included his Tonfas, so you actually had a complete figure. I feel like that's probably some of the reason as to why his figure kind of skyrocketed in price, because it felt like a more complete thing you could actually have for your collection now. But for Zeo Green, I feel like it's probably just some Johnny on Bosch, Adam popularity kind of factor, and also of course the fact that it is a 2-year-old figure at this point. It's going to just make it a little bit more rare than other things, just kind of by default. But I saw it was going for so much money, and I saw also there were some places to where you can still get it for a reasonable-ish or a little bit of a better-ish price than other places. So I figured I'd like to let you guys know that if you're still looking for him for your collection. And that brings us to the second and last story, because like I said, there's nothing that is happening. It's definitely probably one of the quietest times we've ever had for this line, which does not make making weekly content for it all that easy. So the only other thing that happened, which is also old news from 2 weeks ago, because literally if I thought nothing happened a week ago, nothing happened at all in the last week. At all. Now, granted, I was not on Twitter that much as I usually am, or on social media as much as I usually am, but still, nothing happened. Nobody tagged me in anything of any importance, really. There were some pictures of Wave 15 posted by my buddy Lawrence, who imported them over from, I think, Malaysia at this point. I think Justin Hunts did get them, so, we have at least other countries still getting them before we do, as per usual, but not the point of the story. The point of the story is that we do probably have our date for when Remastered Black is going to officially go up for pre-order, just in stock. So in the past I've talked about how I kind of just assumed that Remastered Black would probably not even be a pre-order, probably just go up in stock alongside the restocks of Remastered Yellow and Blue as kind of our Remastered Wave 2 kind of thing. And I had theorized in, I think, the last episode of Lightning Storm that I made 2 weeks ago, that it was possible that it was going to show up as the mystery Hasbro pre-order date that I think was June 28th or something, What that ended up actually being was for Transformers, because they announced the next G.I. Joe Transformers collaboration, and so they did not include that in the G.I. Joe tease that they already had for the 28th of June, so that was not correct. However, we now probably have our actual one of these hints leading towards Remastered Black, because they updated the whole drop zone page for July, and on Wednesday, July 26th, it says, "It's back in black." Wait, is that too much of a hint? I'm not even sure anymore. Well, we're sure you'll be thrilled for yet another mammoth reveal. So that clue could probably not be even more clear than it being for Remastered Black. It literally says it's back in black, mammoth reveal, it's definitely that. So the question is though, is it gonna be a pre-order? Is it gonna be in stock? For the most part, these drop zone teasers are for pre-orders, and it still very well could be one, but like I said in the past with this figure, it would be very strange if it was one, in my opinion, just because we've already seen it out in China. It was already slated for a July release anyway. It's supposed to go alongside a restock of the other two already, so it's it just would make a lot more sense, I feel, if it just was an in-stock thing and not a pre-order thing. We've had that kind of thing happen in the summer before, even around Comic-Con, which is when this is going to be around this kind of time frame of last year when we had Metallic White dropped as just an in-stock thing on Hasbro Pulse. So we do have some cases in the past in Invisible Phantom just as recently as last month where figures can just go up in stock and not have to be a pre-order, but regardless, we're more than likely, especially with that hint, going to see Remastered Black go for order in some capacity on Wednesday, July 26th. But yeah, that's it. So this is not the greatest episode of Lightning Storm, and definitely not worth the return after 2 weeks, and I apologize for that, but that's all we got here. So, with that teaser being after Comic-Con, you'd think, are we going to get anything at Comic-Con? Probably not. In fact, Hasbro has been very, resistant towards revealing any of their plans for Comic-Con. We know that G.I. Joe's going to be there. We know that Marvel and Transformers are going to be there as per usual, but they haven't revealed, at least at the time of this video, they have not revealed any of their Comic-Con exclusives, even though we know G.I. Joe and Transformers are getting one, and those have already leaked what they are. I know that the Omegas are still more than likely going to be a convention exclusive, but that will probably be PulseCon rather than Comic-Con. I don't honestly know, though. So it's really kind of hard to say what is going to happen there, although I am not expecting any Lightning Collection reveals at Comic-Con. I'm not expecting any Lightning Collection things on July 26th other than Remastered Black. I feel like at this point we're going to have a very uneventful July, as we do kind of typically have usually an uneventful July, because whenever we skip Comic-Con, which Power Rangers has the last couple of years, whenever we skip that, we kind of focus more on reveals during either Power Month or Power Week celebration in August. And with the 30th anniversary next month, I feel like next month is when we will finally start getting reveals again for the first time kind of in full force since April, besides Invisible Phantom. So I will try my best to make Lightning Storm throughout July, but it's honestly not looking too great in terms of there being a lot of news for July. I'm hoping that August will turn things around, but that's just kind of where we're at. So, of course, until next time, that will do it for this episode of Lightning Storm, and I'd love to know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below about anything that I talked about this week. And, of course, you guys can follow me on Twitter at at least for now, at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR, and I'm also on Instagram or Threads with both of those now at this point. So that's where we're at. But, yep, until next time, I'll see you all in Lightning Storm. The spiritual lightning always strikes twice. To wrap up this video, I'd like to thank my $5 and above patrons: Jurassic Samurai, Maggot Alchemist, Robert Browning, Static Thunder, Brendan Overland, Maji Yellow, MCPC Studios, Comics 1017, James Darty, Eric Berry, Tyler Bezetsky, Matthew Thorne, Josh Landry, Pyramidus, CBT Tesla, Cross SCV, Caboose Ed, Socket Monsters, Anthony Love, Daniel Pika, Hella Geo, Thrasher, Jesus Prime, Uni Warrior Thomas, and Lewis Carnes. You can support Toku Topics for as little as $1 a month on my Patreon, linked in the description below.